Hello, my friends. This is Dr. Ginny Barrow. This is going to be a very brief training video. It is the beginning of the summer here in the Northeast of the US. And my clients and I are experiencing something in common right now. Number one, everybody's super busy. And even though it used to be that the summertime used to be a time when things would slow down, that has changed drastically. And so there's one thing that's happening when we are feeling that things are very hectic. We tend to feel a lot of anxiety because we tend to think, how am I going to get all of this done? And here's an approach that I'm taking that I believe is going to serve you as we do this training today, a brief one. The approach that I'm taking is I called my assistant and I said to her, let's look at my calendar and let's get rid of anything that is not high priority before this event that I have coming up in July, which many of you have heard me talk about. The Fearless Leaders Challenge is coming up the week of July 10th. So let's remove anything that isn't related to a client call or a session, my mastermind with my Fearless Leadership Mastermind, or that has to do with the Fearless Leaders Challenge. Every other task that I have on my calendar, let's move it after the event is done. And that is my way to calm myself down, to quiet my mind from the worry that it is too much. Because, like many of my clients, in addition to my work, which is so important to me and to the survival of my family and our subsistence, I also have my family, my son, who is out of high school, starting junior year this September, and he has activities. He has basketball camps, he has travel baseball. All of those things are really important to me. And so I want to ensure that I'm present for those things and at the same time that I'm responsible with my work and simultaneously that I take care of myself in the process. The other strategy that I'm using, in addition to deprioritizing things that are not due or that I need to pay attention to immediately, is to say no. I'm going to start saying no to things. That's really hard for me. And maybe it's really hard for you too. And one of my clients and I were having this discussion that there's so many things happening right now. There's so many barbecues and parties and things to do on the weekends. And because they're fun to go to, sometimes we don't want to miss anything, right? The FOMO, fear of missing out, kicks in, which I don't think I'm a big FOMO person, fear of missing out person. However, you feel compelled to say yes to things that people invite you to. And it's okay to give yourself permission to say, thank you, I need to take a break, and to not raise your hand and say, yes, I'll be there. And that is a very self-caring act, and it's a courageous act. And what will it get you? How will you feel when you slow down on a weekend instead of running around and doing 5 activities instead of 3? 3 may feel just right. 5 may be too much. And so this is a reminder that as we get busy during the summertime and as we want to go out and see friends, that we be very intentional with what we say yes to and take into consideration your self-care. How will I feel saying yes to 3 events or 2 events in one day, the same day, versus saying yes to one and then taking it easier for the rest of the day? I know this is a little crunchy because we could do this when we were younger. We could zip zag right between events and nothing will change. We feel energized, like nothing happened. And these days, because we are working so hard and we have our responsibilities at home and we also want to be social and have fun, it may seem like we're getting old. I'm frumpy. And I hope that this training is giving you permission to settle into your own groove and that we don't have to keep up with the schedules that we used to have when we were in our 20s. It's okay to only attend one event. during the weekend. It's okay to bow out and say, thank you, I really appreciate it. I need a weekend to recharge. That's all right. And if you're surrounded with the right people, they will understand completely. And by the way, if you are feeling crunchy about saying no or turning down an invitation, I would like to invite you to think about, and this is something that one of my members brought up during the World Self-Care Summit. She said, what age are you when you're responding? So if you are feeling crunchy about saying no, how old are you when you feel crunchy to responding to saying no? Because now the 54-year-old me feels perfectly fine saying no, but maybe my teenager does not feel fine saying no, right? Because she wanted to be part of the action. Ask yourself, how old am I in how I am viewing my response? And if you notice that it's a younger part of you, a much younger part of you, well, have a little chat with that part of you and say, well, we're not 20 or 30 anymore, right? We're 50 plus. And this is what it looks like today to have fun. It is to take care of yourself. And so those two things are the ones that I want to give you. Deprioritize things that are not dire so you can create more planning and more space in your calendar for the things that truly do matter, that need to be taken care of ASAP. And that will give you some room to prepare and to not feel overwhelmed by all the work and anxious by all the work that is on your plate. And number two, start saying no with intention, with strategy, like strategically say no to things and say yes to things so that you have some time to recharge and restore rather than running around ragged all summer. And that is our training for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you happen to be listening to this training before July 10th, I invite you to join us at the Fearless Leaders Challenge, July 10th, when we're going to tackle a different leadership topic every single day, including self-awareness, impact and influence, mindset mastery, conflict resolution, and leading for growth. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I can't wait to support you and to help you grow and advance in your role without burning out and with the support of an empowering, inspiring, growth-minded community of women where I will be your guide and everyone is there to support each other. I always say hashtag together we rise. Live with purpose, live with joy. I hope to see you. Go to fearlessleaderschallenge.com to save your VIP seat. And I do plan to limit the attendance so we can have a quality experience for all our members. So don't wait to save your seat at fearlessleaderschallenge.com. I will see you soon.